What's up, leadership?
My name is Matthew.
And I'm Aniya. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 12, season 8 of What's Up, Leadership.
On today's show, we will be talking about preparing for the upcoming Regents exams.
So, Matthew, do you have any Regents coming up?
No, I do not. Do you?
No. Now let's check out some tips to prepare for the Regents from our staffs.
I don't know much about this, but I do know that
My first tip would always be go check in with that Regents teacher before you take. So I'm not talking about, this is not in the testing room, this is not when you're taking the test. This is pre-test. You need to go log some sessions with that Regents teacher. They have, whether it's me or another subject, have tons of strategies that, and little tricks and little things we've seen work for students. So seriously, we've seen students be really, really successful just with 3-4 sessions logged with the Regents teacher, just to kind of give you that little bit of prep, that little boost, that can even, in a lot of times, sub for content or skill knowledge that you might have missed if you missed some classes.
I don't know much about this.
Wow, that was so great. Oh my God.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, what's up, Jordan?
Do you have a second?
Yeah, no problem. What's up?
I'm taking the ELA Regents and I have some questions.
Yeah, which part are you,
The argument essay.
Oh, part 2. Come on up here. I was just thinking about part 2, I swear to God.
Classes.
The biggest thing I can say is always check your answers. Sometimes it's easier to figure out which answers of multiple choice questions are incorrect rather than finding the correct answer at first. So if you don't understand a choice, don't automatically cross it off. Make sure you check the other ones to make sure they're wrong, and you may actually be left with the right answer. On your writing questions, make sure you stop and read the passages. More than half of the writing questions can actually be found directly in the passages above. So if you see a word that you're not familiar with, perhaps a virus name or a name of a bacteria that we've never talked about, don't panic. The answer's probably right there in the text. So slow down, annotate, and check your answers.
History is a real story. Oftentimes historians talk about his story. And the idea is that you need to know the history of the United States of America from when the Europeans came across the ocean until now. One of the best ways to do that is to use the Khan Academy U.S. History Study Document. It's online. It covers each era in U.S. history so that you are able to answer questions as well as write essays regarding times in U.S. history, events that occurred, and how things impacted one another.
It's Tianbe. How are you? I'm here to talk about the math regions. You can use the calculator even on the multiple choice. Never leave any multiple choice question blank. You have 4 questions, it's 25% chance of getting it right. If you use process of elimination, you increase your chances. That's number 1.
Let's check out a roundtable discussion with some of our students.
It's me, y'all. June's coming up. Are y'all taking any Regents?
Yeah.
What Regents you taking?
I only gotta take one Regents, which is the ELA one.
You think it's gonna be easy?
Kind of, but I feel like I'm prepared, like mentally for it.
As somebody that took the ELA Regents already, there's 3 parts. It's multiple choice. 2, it's like essays. And
Yeah, I'm taking the Regents too. I have to take 2. I have to take the U.S. history and the ELA. I took those last year, but I failed them. Cause I don't know, the writing part, I don't know, it be getting to me.
Yeah, same, not gonna lie.
I have to take math and the U.S. history too.
You scared about the math one?
Yeah, I don't do math at all. At all.
Nah, same. I suck at math.
Do you think the Regents could cause mental health issues, like anxiety or depression?
I definitely think probably anxiety. Cause I know for me, I definitely get nervous like during tests. Like I get all jittery and stuff. I don't know. And sitting down for a long time, it kind of gets to me after a while.
So getting how do you prepare for Regents?
I gotta get a lot of sleep. Cause I know for me, like once I'm sitting down for a long time, I get sleepy, I get lazy. So I make sure I got water, gum, probably. I gotta make sure I eat too. Cause if I'm low on energy, I'm knocking out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the same with me. Like if I'm in a classroom, like for the Regents, and it's very quiet, and I didn't get much sleep, or I don't have any type of energy, I get tired. I might fall asleep. Not gonna lie.
It'd be too cold in them classrooms.
Yes, it'd be
Very.
too quiet.
It'd be too cold. For me, how I prepare for the Regents, I be talking about I need to study. I be stressing myself out. Do not study. I don't pick up a book at all. And then when the test is in front of me, I'll start stressing. Now I'm like, damn. I should have did this, that, and the third, but it's already too late. So.
I low-key find it hard to study though. I don't know. Like I feel like every time I try and study, I forget. Literally the day of the test. That gets me so mad.
If the Regents gets removed, like as a requirement to graduate, like we didn't have to take the Regents to graduate, like what do you think it should be replaced with?
Just an essay.
Essay?
Like a big essay?
Essay?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't think Regents should be in schools at all, or the stuff that they teaching us they should be teaching us. I feel like they should be teaching us real world problems, tax brackets,
Grammar.
yeah, like they should be teaching us actual stuff that we're gonna need in the real world. With geometry, I'm not gonna use that. I'm not gonna use no geometry. I'm talking to y'all. Yeah, I'm not using it. So what am I using it for? What am I learning it for? Absolutely nothing.
Not true. Absolutely.
It depends on what you choose for a career, but I'm not gonna use no algebra or none of that. It's useless. What region prep supports do you need to feel ready for your regions?
For me, definitely probably U.S. history. I'm pretty bad at history, so yeah, I feel like that could help me a lot with the Regents.
So I only gotta take ELA. I feel like probably like when it comes down to the essay part, like I got it down or whatever, but it's like I need like teach a little more about like how to get it complete, like not doing like short summarize, make it longer.
If y'all have issues writing a paragraph or essay, come to Paul. He got a whole outline with a house made of how to write an essay. Come to Paul. I just think I need help in math, OD, like crazy. It's really bad. Don't ask me to do nothing in math. I'm not doing it.
If y'all could create your ideal school, what would it be like?
I feel like for my school, it would definitely be like stuff to learn about the real world. Like I know this school like teaching us stuff about helping us to graduate, but like when it comes to like the real world, like tax or like to how can I say this, like to be prepared for your adulthood, to like what you need to know or what you need to get done for like as you grow into adulthood, to jobs, stuff like that, really stuff to learn for the outside world.
So like for me, I would have no tests. I know that's probably pretty bad, but I don't know. I feel like tests. I don't know. I feel like a score. I don't know. I just feel like I don't like tests, so I wouldn't make tests in my school if I had a school.
It's kind of unnecessary if you think about it, because we're learning for 6 months straight.
How you expect me to remember something I learned like 2 months ago? That's crazy.
And then you have me doing a test every other month.
What about y'all?
No homework.
I'll have a school in a jail system, and I would teach them how to be like, I'll be there, because people be in jail, they be having their own problems deep down. So I'll be there and I'll help them along the way and try to guide them so when they get out, they sturdy. And for grades and points, you get commissary. Yeah, that's fine.
I agree with what Shaq said. I personally would make sure that my students would, learn stuff that they actually want to become. Like, if you want to do arts, I would have art classes. If you want to become, a basketball player, I'm going to make sure you have gym a lot. Like, I feel like certain things that are, like, we don't got a lot of classes for. Like, say if I like cooking, it's not a lot of culinary arts, that gets taught in high school. So I feel like that's what I would do. Add more extracurriculums.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's all them telling us, oh, when you leave, but they're not actually preparing us. They're just filling us with information and want us to spit it out on a piece of paper for a grade.
Yeah.
It's not giving. That causes a strain on our teenagers' mental health.
How do you feel about the NYS state regents? Do you feel they should be required to graduate? Why or why not?
Maybe not required to graduate, but to show as a percentage of what you learned throughout the year, because you learn multiple stuff and they just shrink it down. So if you going based off that, that's crazy, because the whole year is multiple months, and then you'll forget what you learned in the first 3 months, and they'll put it on the test and you don't know. So it shouldn't be required to graduate, but it should be like
I
a part of a whole.
I say probably to pass the class, not to graduate. Because I feel like a lot of people, they're different learners. Like, some people are visual learners. So the fact that I have a test in front of me, a whole pamphlet, like a booklet of questions, I feel like that could throw somebody off, like, bad. Really bad. Probably projects at the end. Like, if you got robotics, you got to build a robot at the end of, each term. Things like that, like projects, something that's fun. Nobody looks forward to a test. Like, that's not something that a lot of kids get engaged with. I feel like if you put a little bit more effort into kids, like, enjoying, like, wanting to go to school for that, I feel like, it'd be easier. I don't know.
I agree with you saying. I think what you like trying to say, like, basically like, stuff like people are like actually interested in, like if we have in school, if we have a class that we really enjoy, like for that class we should like basically like summarize like how it was, or like basically something like a project or something, like how we learned from this class and what we got out of it or something like that, make it something like as a grader, like something,
I have a question. Why are we tested and the teachers are not? They the one that's teaching. Aren't we supposed to be learning off them? It's their fault.
Yeah, that too. Like, for example, like if we're getting like doing a certain type of test, like for example ELA, none of the ELA teachers supposed to be in the same classroom as the people taking the test. They're supposed to be others, like teacher from another subject in that class. I feel like what are they doing? Like, what is it for? Like, basically,
they get the money. That's what they're here for.
I honestly think that if the students get tested every year, the teachers should get tested too. It's not fair. Cause how we getting tested and we know what's going on, and the teachers are just teaching it. Do they know what they're teaching? They get the answers on the book.
Do you think Regents exams cause mental health issues? Anxiety, depression, etc.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people are different in their own way, because like when you like take a Regent exam, some people are like it testing them mentally, because this is like people are saying, like the New York State's like this is a requirement to graduate. So like taking a test like that is like it's all up to you to make sure you like
everything is on the line.
Yeah, so you could just graduate and be done, be ready for adulthood, for what you have planned for your future. So I feel like a lot of people can get anxiety or depression, or just be like stuck out their mind, like don't know what to do and just afraid,
Yeah, some people be very fearful, especially if they have like a family where it's like you have to have a certain grade level and this, that, and the third. They be losing their mind over that.
Why people, get anxiety. Because, like, the fact that you only got, how much time is it? Like 2 hours? 3 hours?
Depends on your accommodation.
Yeah, some people, it takes them a bit of time to take a big test like that. So I feel like maybe if we got added time, it wouldn't be so bad, or, the pressure wouldn't be so heavy on us. I feel like that would be something that they should add.
Now let's see what some students were working on in Ms. G's earth science class.
Hello, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Samia.
I'd like to share with you some of the research that we have been doing in Professor Ms. G's class. Here's what we found.
So, Brooklyn is currently one of the hottest areas in NYC right now. with temperatures hitting from 90 degrees Fahrenheit, feeling like 95 degrees hotter than Manhattan or Queens. This is due to the urban heat island effect, especially in dense, less green neighborhoods like Brownsville and East New York. Cooler spots like Park Slope benefit from trees and open space. The city's Cooler Neighborhoods program is working to combat this with trees, planting reflection, roofing. Residents are urged to stay hydrated, avoid the sun during peak hours, and use cooler centers or buying the AC in the house, you know.
As summer temperatures rise across New York City, the impacts of heat aren't felt equally in every borough. As you see from this graph, yellow is the lowest at risk. Orange is getting there. Red, it's hot. And then it's like a dark red, like a purplish. And that's almost extreme. And then the last one is the highest at risk. As you can see, neighborhoods such as Staten Island is at low risk. Manhattan up there is also at low risk. But when you go further up to the Bronx, it's at high risk. Now when you go back down to Brooklyn, you see it's a little bit of yellow, then you have some red, some dark red, and then back up in Queens we got some little bit of yellow, then we have some dark red over here a little bit, and then mid right here. Samia, do you think this heat is caused by poverty or racism?
No, Ariel. Racism causing the heat? What?
Do you think all of these risk factors are caused by race, or is it caused by poverty? How much money a community has?
I feel like it could be a little bit of both, because they make the nice areas for people that's not my complexion to live, and that's where it's cool at. Like, for example, Manhattan.
Redlining refers to the federal government's practice in the 1930s of raiding neighborhoods to help mortgage lenders determine which area of a city were considered risky. The Federal Homeowners Loan Corporation made maps and shaded neighborhoods red that it deemed hazardous. That risk level was largely based on the number of African Americans and immigrants living there. The practice, along with the other segregationist housing policies of the time, had lasting effects from concentrating poverty to stifling home ownership's rate. You can still feel those effects, literally. Nearly 90 years after those maps were created, redlined neighborhoods are hotter than the highest rated neighborhoods by an average of almost 5 degrees. According to the research from Portland State University, the Science Museum of Virginia, and Virginia Commonwealth News.
Now it's time for our community events.
Let's check out some highlights from Spring Fling 2025.
So remember when you're doing the tie and the dye, you have to
services line, you can kind of like contact them and you can basically complain about anything in Brooklyn. So, you know, like your roads aren't paved, or I don't know, there's a tree in your house or something like that that you need to prune.
Looks like a burrito. Why did you pick those colors?
Because it's my favorite colors. Yes.
Playing two games at the same time. Look at that. That's real genius right there.
Hey, how you do that?
Alright, so you move there. Very good.
This is really beautiful.
Here's the bathroom. Now here's the reveal.
So she deserves to be the first one to
Yeah.
choose. Yeah, I think, right?
2, 1.
Go inside. Go enjoy your bathroom.
Oh, wow. Look at the colors, inviting.
Thank you so much. Goes. Now you gotta open it. Go inside.
Up in the morning and out to school. The teacher is teaching the golden rule.
Regents are around the corner, and if you didn't do your mock exam, you should go see Sarah.
We are now at benchmark 4. The benchmark 4 ends June 13th. Go see your teachers if you're failing your classes like right now.
If you need help, go see the tutors throughout the week, online or in school.
Open your books. Gee, but the teacher don't know how mean she looks.
Peace out, leadership.